reciting Namo Tassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Namo Tassa Bhagavato Arahato Samma Sambuddhassa. Good evening, all, once again. Today we will have a Dhamma reading from the book The Path to Nibbana, written by David C. Johnson. He is a senior student of Bantam, and he has been associated with the Dhamma Sukha Meditation Center at USA. He is a very close associate of Bantam Ramsey, and he has written this book. And this is one of the reference books of our film practice. I will be sharing the screen. This is the path to Nibbana. Just today I have selected this topic of base of nothingness, that is equanimity. We'll go to chapter number, it is 12 chapter number. It's number 133. Yes. We will start reading from this book, chapter 12, The Base of Nothingness, Equanimity. Chaya, do you want to read? Chaya, do you want to read?
Give me a minute. Let me see if it's clearly visible to me.
So that you can read.
Yes, I can read this.
Yes, you can read.
Yes. Am I audible enough?
Yes, you're audible enough.
Okay, thank you so much. So, chapter 12, The Base of Nothingness, Equanimity. MN 111, section 15. Again, monks, completely surmounting the base of infinite consciousness, aware that there is nothing, Sariputta entered upon and abided in the base of nothingness. Previously, you saw the world existing as outside of yourself. Now you see things as all in mind only. You still see different movements of mind, but they are not outside of mind. You have had a concept of yourself being in the world, which is constantly in the background of your thinking. We all see ourselves in relationship to the world as a separate self or entity. Taking things personally means we see ourselves doing things in our mind. We see ourselves having done things in the past. We see ourselves doing things now. And we see ourselves doing things in the future. We only exist in our minds. This idea or concept of self only exists in our mind, and now we see it. Outside of the thinking mind, there is only seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, and smelling. Just sensations that are arising and passing away. Yet we identify these as having this self, this existence laid over the top of it. This mean that is doing this, planning to do that, thinking about this, being a part of a team to create that. You're an actor in this dream of existence. It is all in your head. You're constantly creating this illusion of self, moment to moment. They are just images. Now you finally start to come out of a dream and only see what is there. Gross thinking stops. Conceptual engagement stops. Now in the scene, there is only seeing. In the hearing, only hearing, etc. Nothing happens in the past and nothing happens in the future. It is all happening now. And in this clear present, there is no self. There is only awareness of what happens at the sense.
Yes, I would like to just briefly tell about this page. And you may all aware that uh, all the jhanas are description is available in Sutta MN 111. In Madhyama Nikaya 111, Sariputta has where Buddha is explaining how Sariputta has entered from one jhana to another jhana. In that particular section 15, here he is explaining about how Sariputta, Buddha is explaining about how Sariputta entered into this base of nothingness, which we call it as equanimity. Like one enters this base of nothingness from the, Sariputta entered into base of nothingness from infinite consciousness. What here David C. Johnson was explaining is like before entering this jhana, we see that world is existing outside, and now when we go on practicing, when we practice this film practice, we see all these things is happening in our own mind, and we have some concepts in ourselves, and we are just and whatever you see, like let us say for example, you go outside, and let us say you are seeing some, you went to some vegetable or fruit vendor. You see, if you see any vegetable or fruit, basically what happens is our mind tends to think what is the connection between that fruit with the past and the present. Then our mind takes decision to take or not. In this way, like what David C. Johnson was explaining is, now what we see in during the course of practice is it happens in the mind. Everything happens in our mind, and the relation between the mind, relation between the things which we take it personally. And basically, if we see something or if we think about something, basically we are taking it personally, and we are exaggerating it due to our past actions or past conditions, due to habitual tendencies we think. One and if one enters in this base of nothingness or equanimate mind, what we do is basically we just observe what is what. Let us say some background music is going on. We just observe as background of music is going on, and we will not involve in those things. Our mind will not tend to involve in those things. Like here it is clearly mentioned, we think there is only seeing, hearing, touching, tasting, and smelling. And we do not take things personally in this state of mind. Basically, thinking stops when one enters in this jhana. And basically, when one cultivates, when one walks on the practice, as we know, we automatically enter into one jhana into another jhana automatically. We need not think about whether we need to enter first jhana, second jhana, third jhana. Just what we need to do is in our practice, we need to just sit relaxedly, comfortably, and start radiating loving kindness. Like if you are advanced meditator, you start radiating loving kindness to all directions, and just continue to sit in a relaxed position and share loving kindness. Automatically, you will be getting progressed into the next higher jhanas. And next, Paul, can you read? Paul, can you read, Paul?
I'd rather not.
Fine.
Not very good.
Yes, Chaya, you can continue to read.
Sure. Sure. All right. So, those moment to moment, it becomes very quiet. You have never experienced this before. This is the awareness and experience of the base of nothingness. This jhana is like the part in the Matrix movie where Keanu Reeves wakes up from his dream, existing in this machine created mental world, and realizes that he is in a pod, just dreaming his life experience. Like him, we are waking out of our dream of self to find nothing but an impersonal process, a never ending stream of events. Now, it's like your consciousness stops paying attention to general body awareness and sensations and jumps up into your head. You're no longer paying attention to the awareness that has anything to do with the body. You see everything as happening from mind and physically from the head area. You're only attentive to the mind. Concepts stop. Thoughts are now observing thoughts and not being taken personally. They are not defining your world anymore. In fact, most thoughts simply stop. Since concepts come from thoughts and things come from concepts, no things lead us to the realm of nothingness. You are now clearly seeing without the noise and without creating stories about everything. Some people will say it even feels like being in the desert all alone, in total desolation. There is nothing around but sand. It is pleasant, yet different from anything you have ever felt. You start to understand the links of dependent origination called Nama Rupa or mentality materiality, name and form. There is mind that is dependent upon the body. Both are distinct yet work together. One cannot be without the other. But now you see with direct insight that there is the body itself separate from the mind. For example, there is breath going in and out, and then the mentality or mind, which is made up of feeling, perception, and consciousness. There is physical breath, and there is the knowing, the perception of the breath, and knowing what it is. Chapter 12. The Base of Nothingness, Equanimity, Doing and How It Feels. This is the mentality materiality link over dependent origination. With the drop.
Yes, I would like to just briefly tell about what David Johnson was trying to tell about this jhana. In this jhana, like it becomes like like here one example of a movie was explained where you will be very quiet enough and you will see where impersonal processes. That's why it is called as quiet mind or nothingness. Basically, concepts stops here, and you will not take anything personally. And nothingness is being explained as no thing, no thingness. You will see clearly without the noise or any stories about anything. And basically, what happens is during the cultivation of your Prattvim practice, you will gradually know the links of dependent origination. Like out of the links, you will start understanding about Nama Rupa or mentality or materiality. You will understand that this body is different, both are distinct, but work together. Like mind, like you will be understanding that everything happens in our mind. Even the Dhammapada verse, first Dhammapada verse, which says his mind is the forerunner of all evil states. Mind is chief, mind made are they. If one speaks or acts with an unwholesome mind, because of that, suffering follows one. Even as the wheel follows the hoof of the draft ox. Like he has said in Dhammapada verse, like everything is mind made. If it, like let's say I perform a good deed, like I perform a bad deed, then I need to, I then suffering will follow me like a wheel follows the hoof of the draft ox. Similarly, if we perform a good deed, definitely good actions will follow us. Here in this realm of jhana, in this jhana, you will be having a very quiet mind, peace, quiet, without any disturbances, and you will be seeing, like here it was example of desert, where you will be like isolation from the world, basically. You will see clearly the distinct features of dependent origination. And you will be having like there's a breath going in and out, and then mentality or mind, which is made up of feeling, perception, and consciousness. And these are the things which is talking about. Yes, Chaya, you can read, Chaya.
Doing and how it feels. This is the mentality materiality link of dependent origination. With the dropping of the concept of things out there and of your perceived feeling of your separate existence in the world, your awareness pulls in. The ever present, worrying dream of you disappears. No more thoughts that you carry you away into the future or past. No more thoughts are creating this or that world. You just exist in the present. Your awareness is clear and free of your conceptual self-image. Without these concepts, there is only the present, the arising and the passing away of feelings and sensations. This is all that you see. No past or future lives now. This is the mind's attention, without craving embedded in it, without the overlaying of the idea of self or soul. In this silence of nothingness, you start to see much more subtle phenomena that were hidden by our noisy minds. Very interesting things are here. There is definitely not nothing. Majjhima Nikaya 111, section 16, and the states in the base of nothingness. Before in the second Arupa Jhana, if infinite consciousness, you were radiating joy in all six directions, where you were feeling joy before. Now you are feeling equanimity that is very, very strong. And you have this very fine balance of the mind. Now you take this equanimity as your object and radiate it to all beings in all directions. This particular level of mind is far by one of the more fascinating states that are experienced in meditation. And now there is no sadness nor happiness, just balance. And now, and asked how you feel, you will always report that you're fine. Everything is fine. I have nothing to say, just fine. From an online retreat report, sitting 1 hour, joy for 19 minutes. I saw patterns and glowing balls. 16 RDD, then went into equanimity. I saw golden stupas, Buddha statues, and a celestial being emitting a brilliant light. 16 RD, these as they came up. Next 30 minutes was with sending equanimity in all directions, with golden light emitting from my crown. I six-hard whatever came up. 15 minutes was the best with keeping my mind on the object of meditation. CB Sri Lanka. from an online retreat report. After about 10 minutes, I could feel myself going deeper before the descent stopped. After 5 minutes or so, that level, I started to descend again to the next level. My notes record got deeper in plateau like steps, and that was what it was like. I must have gone down 3 or 4 steps, spending 5 minutes or so before moving down into the next plateau. At one plateau, I recall seeing a vista like black color night sky with thousands of tiny pricks of light twinkling away. On the next level down, I saw what I can only describe as a really big area covered with rows and rows of ball shaped, translucent shapes, the skirts of which were gently rippling. I described them as jellyfish because of their translucent nature. The odd ball or the jellyfish would occasionally speed off away from this vista, but mainly the visual field was still and quiet. After the jellyfish, the next descendant was longer, at the bottom of which was unmoving, absolutely still. I can remember wondering whether I was dead, whether I was or wasn't, was of no interest. The possibility certainty didn't upset me. Around this point, at the deepest level, I didn't move down from this level. What I describe as tingles moved throughout the body in waves. After a couple of passes, this stopped, and the absolutely still quiet mind remained. At this point of the sit, the quiet was quite solid. Not the quiet when you turn off a radio and think that's quiet, but rather a quiet where there's absolutely no point from which any noise could originate. An absence of anything could disturb. A still quietness that is not capable of being broken. LM Australia.
Yes. Now, I think new Taninda is also joined. He's a film student. Uh, Taninda, do you want to read?
Hi, teacher. I'm sorry, I cannot read right now. I'm just listening in. I'm at work.
Fine, fine. I
Thank
will
you.
read now. Yes. Others feel the tranquility coming from you. There seems to be a glow in your face, a radiance. Any stress lines have all but disappeared. If you do not put quite enough energy into watching that equanimity, your mind gets dull. You don't have sleepiness, but a dullness can occur. If you put in little now you must study your energy. This is where you are balancing the 7 factors of awakening. We will go through these later. If restlessness arises because you put in too much energy, you are no longer in the jhana. You are caught by an hindrance. And because of the way the hindrances work, they don't just come one at a time. For example, when you have restlessness, it's not just restlessness. It's the restlessness as well as the dislike of the restlessness. So you have two hindrances that you get to work with. Hindrances pile up on top of hindrance. It's quite easy to let restlessness go and balance your energy by this time if you are patient. It's like walking the finest tightrope you've ever seen, like walking in a spider web. It's that fine. Being in that kind of balance, it just takes a little tweak, a little twerp, and whoop, you could be knocked off balance, and then you should work with it again. Bring in a little more energy, some more mindfulness. If this is too much, back off again. This is working with the energy is incredibly interesting and subtle. The most important thing here is using your mindfulness to observe what is there in mind and to balance it by backing off or adding energy to your practice. By observing these states, you will affect them naturally. Therefore, mindfulness is the most important factor of awakening. The investigation factor arises when mind's movement is clearly seen. Investigation balances both energy and lack of energy automatically by seeing what is out of balance and changing it. In quantum physics, it is posited that you can change a process by observing it. That is what mindfulness does. Mind observes itself and change takes place. Here I would like to tell about when you are in the higher jhanas like a quiet mind. Important thing which we need to remember is about balancing of energies. Let us say we are putting too much energy in our meditation practice. Like let us say this is an object of meditation and we are very much nearer and focused with our object of meditation, then we get a tightness in our head. What we need to do is just we need to be just aware of the aware of the object of meditation. We should not be in very close with the object of meditation. We should be just aware with the object of meditation. Like in this case, when we are in a equanimous mind or nothingness, we should be aware of the nothingness present. Just we should be aware of nothingness. Here, basically, balancing of energy plays a very important role in this jhana. It comes by practice. We need to just balance the little energy. Like you can put little bit energy and check whether by observing in that way, whether it is creating hindrance, whether it is creating tightness in our mind or not. You should come to a position where a little bit of energy will make you comfortable sitting. This comes by practice. Even Delson says about these things. He says that for the students of advanced meditator, what he says is to radiate equanimity. Let us say they want to, and they before starting into a quiet mind directly, what he says is to radiate loving kindness or equanimity and see whether if you add just little energy or little energy into it and see whether it is creating a hindrance or not. And if it is creating a hindrance when you add energy, then you need not add energy into it. And you should be just aware that you are in the nothingness and just be. And whenever and at this juncture in this jhana, whenever an hindrance arises, you need to just relax it. Instead of practicing complete 6 hours, you need to just relax and come back to the object of meditation of nothingness. It's a very good written by David Johnson. Sometimes you may not make progress because something is nagging at the back of your mind. It is subtle desire that you are identifying with. You are looking for something to happen. Perhaps wanting Nibbana to come and looking for it by thinking about it. It should be zigzagged. It can be pesky desire, but eventually you will get tired of it. Nibbana will never happen if there is this craving there. Nibbana will happen when mind loses all its craving and moment. Again, you may have fear arise and think that you don't exist. As before, you should just zigzag that fear and continue. It will disappear soon. That is just more craving. Again, MN 111 section 16. And the states in the base of nothingness, the perception of the base of nothingness and the unification of mind, the contact, feeling, perception, volition, and mind. Equanimity gets very deep here, and this should be your object of meditation now. You should imagine yourself surrounded and enveloped by the feeling of equanimity. Should radiate this feeling outward from your whole body, keeping a small smile going, as this will warn you of unwholesome states coming in. Like a candle emits heat and light, you simply sit and let the equanimity radiate out by itself. You almost see it go out. If there is stress from sending out the feeling, then you are pushing too hard. You should just let it seep out like a fog, but point it to the direction in which you intend to it to go. If there is tension, then just zigzag it. Do not push the feeling of equanimity out. Pushing it will create more tension. That is trying to control feeling with your thoughts. It doesn't work. A lighthouse emits light in all directions. It doesn't push anything. The light just shines outwards. All you do is switch on the light. If you are distracted by sound or a touch, then 6R it and come back to radiating the feeling. But only 6R if it draws your attention away from the feeling. If you see small movements or there are the wispy thoughts in the background, yet you are still aware of and collected on your meditation object, radiating equanimity in the sixth direction. Ignore those small distractions. They're just noise. Don't zigzag unless your attention is strong. A very good, Delson David is saying here. Like in general, we also say to our students that you need to apply 6 hours only if your mind gets distracted from the object of meditation. Like even for small thing, we need not, if your mind is not got distracted, but you do 6 hours, it will again create an hindrance in our mind. Therefore, we need to 6 hours only when our mind gets distracted. And one thing that happens is like even Delson says that we need to have a meditation without expecting anything, like a beginner's mind. Like every sitting is different and we need not expect anything to happen. Just be relaxed and completely relax and sit. And even a small desire of getting into this of different jhanas will also create an hindrance and your meditation would not be good. And one thing David is explaining here is like Nibbana will never happen if we have craving in our mind. Therefore, we should not have any expectation in the meditation. We need to just continue and relax, have a fun in the practice. Like in school days, you may be aware of the favorite subject you will be learning with fun. In similar way, we need to have this practice as a fun. And in this state, you will be getting very deeper. Here, as I said in earlier, like we need to balance the energy factors. Meditation instruction. Now you are sitting, now you are starting to, you are sitting using the feeling equanimity as your object. You radiate the feeling of equanimity each of the 6 directions for 5 minutes each, and then to all direction at the same time for the rest of sitting. When you do the walking meditation, you radiate equanimity to all direction at the same time and 6 hours any distraction. Sit longer now, 1 hour, 1.5 hours, 2 hours, 3 hours. If you feel like you want to get up, then sit another 5 minutes and see if that urge goes away. Mental activity gets quieter and quieter. Just observe what is there at that moment. Mind will feel bright and energetic with little movement. You will start to see the link of consciousness arising and passing. This is a potential. You will see the start of movement, and then it blossoms into your awareness as something, be it seeing, hearing, or tangible feeling. It is like you know that you are going to see something and then you do. Here it is very important thing which we need to take in this from this is like if you want when you are sitting for a meditation practice, what we need to do is like when you need to get up, you just sit for another 5 minutes and see whether your urge for getting up is going away. This is a very important factor. Like even Sister Kema used to say that if someone is sitting for 30 minutes, Sister Kema used to say to sit for 35 minutes and observe how mind's attention is moving. This is a very important thing for developing or growing in the Dhamma by sitting practice meditation. This is a very good important takeaway for us. And we will continue. You perceive that everything you experience takes place within your mind only. What makes up the real you is mind and mind objects coming and going. Do you really have a body, or do you just see this image and call it a body? Are you hearing a sound, or is it only sound consciousness arising and perception of you hearing it? What is consciousness? You see now that consciousness knows itself. You stop identifying with it as you. You reflect the form that is in front of it, like seeing a red rose in a mirror. Bhikkhu Nanananda, the author of Concept and Reality, calls it a hall of mirrors in which the mirror itself is self-aware at that moment with whatever sight or sound form is cognized. There is nobody in the room itself, but it is the mirrors themselves that are aware of being aware. The mind overlays a concept of self, but there are only the mirrors and the reflections. The consciousness arises and then it's gone. There was nothing before it, nothing after it. There was never anyone in the hall except the mirror. You just thought there was. You now see what is there directly without concepts. You see that consciousness only experiences itself with no experiencer. The concept of self is not there anymore. There are thousands of moments that make up each event of hearing or seeing. You exist for that moment, then there is another moment, and you hear again. There's a space between these moments where there is nothing. Now you are perceiving the silence and the arising and passing away of objects in that silence. If the sound had not arisen, then you would not have arisen. You would not have been born into conscious awareness had there been no sound as a condition. That is rebirth moment to moment right there. And since there is nothing between the consciousness, how can there be an idea of all pervading soul or self? You live for a moment and then die. Physical death is just one moment from this body to another. You really die every moment. Your body dying has nothing to do with you dying. Great. It's a very deeper understanding of Dhamma. Here it is saying is we are dying every moment. Do you agree? We are dying every moment, moment to moment. Now, let us say I am speaking now. The next moment is another Sachin. And what here, I think really it is true in the sense, for every contact we get, we have multiple contacts arising within ourselves to get into that contact. This is such a subtle state, and that's why here it says that we really die every moment. And physical death is just one moment from this body to another. And there was explanation regarding the mirror. Here I would like to emphasis on one of the Dhamma talk wherein the Buddha explained to one of the monk before he came to Buddha and asked, Can you tell me, please tell me what, please tell me about the Dhamma. I may leave my body now. Please tell me. It was in the lunch time when Buddha was having food at the arms round time. And the Buddha, the monk has requested first time. The Buddha told, it is not the right time to tell you. Then second time he asked, Buddha replied the same thing. Third time again he asked Buddha. And you may be aware that Buddha, for everything, like for third time when you tell repeatedly, Buddha will answer the question. Then he replied, you see has see. Seeing has seeing, hearing as hearing, the physical, whatever the senses, like let us say, I am seeing something, you just see as see. Buddha is saying that we need to just see. We should not make concepts over it. If something is heard, you just hear. And you should not make any concepts over it. Just be aware of being aware. This is one thing which being explained here. Being aware is aware. It's a very good takeaway from this book. And now the meditation instruction. I think we can read one paragraph and we'll have some discussion. When things get quiet, you might try to add something, adjust something, or try to watch something. Since nothing is arising, you might get a little bored. In this case, notice that craving mind wanting to make something happen, wanting to control. Six are that mind right there and let it go. Then just be there with no movement. Six are the concept of a controller. Just be in the feeling of equanimity as it radiates. Do not move in mind at all. Like the beatless song, let it be, let it be. In remaining, you can just go through it, like distractions that arise, what to do. And 7 factors of enlightenment is being explained. And that's all. Now we will have some discussion. Anyone want to share? Chaya, do you want to share? Nanda Madam, Paul, Nutanida, Aditi. If you have any questions, you can share and we will discuss. Nanda Madam, do you want to share anything?
Um, no, thank you, sir. It's very good. Um, thank you very much indeed. It's very, very useful to me. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Nanda Madam. Paul sir, do you want to share? If you have any questions regarding practice, you can ask us. We will try to help you out.
It was a very interesting chapter. Enjoyed listening to it, and I look forward to entering this jhana one day.
And truly, I wish you to enter. And do you have any questions regarding the practice? How is your practice going on?
My practice is not really going very well. I think I need to 5 minutes. I'm not able to sit with my eyes closed for very long, more than 5 minutes, and I'm not able to, my body starts moving. Today, for the first time, I was able to sit with my eyes closed when I was listening to an Ajahn Achelo.
Okay.
Ajahn Achalo, I was listening to him and he was telling us what to do. I could sit still, but otherwise I find it very hard. So sit still with my eyes closed.
it's fine. It comes by practice. You continue to sit for at least 30 minutes. It will be helpful you to practice. You start sitting for at least 30 minutes. It will help you.
Okay.
Practice 6 hours.
Hi, teacher. I have question, please.
Yes, Tanita.
Yeah, we chat a little bit about this already, but I was told that to when I was a kid, like we believe that to enter the stage of jhana, it may take decades and it's not easy. So, but in our practice, Bante make the technique and the way he teach it make us like it allow us to achieve into the stage of jhana. So it made me have doubt in myself that is it actually jhana or am I just like hypnosis myself or yeah but I understand okay, this is one of the hindrance that I should not have doubt, and I'm just wondering like what's your thought on that?
What actually even the teacher says that the important thing is not like you should not pay importance that you are entering into a jhana or not. Basically, you need to have any jhana, like even in the suttas, it was told clearly that one can attain the Nibbana by just entering, by continuing practicing one of the jhana. It is not mandatory that they will, but anyway, finally, they will be entering into all jhanas while going to Nibbana. One can get into the Nibbana by entering in one of the jhanas, like first jhana, second jhana, third jhana. These are very sublime states, happy states. Basically, our intention is to be in a happy state without any tightness present in our mind, just to be in relaxed state. Even Delson Armstrong tells that whatever activity you do, whatever activity we perform, and we need to have a relaxed state of mind in all our activities. Just relax. Like let us say you are moving from one place to another. You need to just have a relaxed mind and go walk or something. The state of mind is very important. And as I told in previous instances, we need to have we need not pay much importance to the jhanas. And whenever you are sitting for a practice, you can just have a relaxed state of mind, and we should not have any expectation in the practice, and just keep going on the practice, and just have a determination of sitting for, let us say, I would like to sit for 60 minutes. Just have a little thought that I will be sitting for 60 minutes, and just sit and see, after coming out, see how much time you could able to sit. In that way, you can see how the determination levels are. Is it
Thank you,
clear?
teacher. Yes,
Yes.
thank you.
Sachinji, I would like to share something. Can I speak?
Yes, you can share, Chaya.
Yes. So, I've been practicing now for quite some time, and I totally agree with what you just said to us, that we just need to keep ourselves relaxed. The first step, which is most important, is being in the relaxed state of mind always. And the way to sit longer, like the way you said, I agree with this, that just keep ourselves aligned that today I'm going to sit for 60 minutes. And when you wake up, it is almost more than 60 minutes for me. So
Good.
setting that intention in the mind that today I will sit longer is quite enough to push us, to keep us going. And the thought in the mind just before I was sitting that today I will sit longer. And after every time when you think that you want to close, and just telling ourselves that can I sit for 5 minutes more, has also helped me a lot to sit longer in my sittings. And I would like to say for the ones who are not able to, someone said that I'm not able to close eyes. So what has really helped me was smiling all time. So if I keep my attention at the smile, am I smiling or am I in a relaxed state of mind? Then the sitting becomes very easy. And like you said, Sachinji, automatically you start flowing into the jhana. We don't have to actually do anything. It just happens naturally. So I have experienced this through my sitting, and I have been able to go into the deeper states, which was already mentioned in this the the paragraph that I read. I have also experienced these states in my sittings. I have been able to sit for more than 2 hours and experienced this in my online retreat only. I hadn't been into a physical retreat, but in the small space of my own home. But uh, what I'm trying to say here is that if we can just follow the instructions which are given, very simple and neat instructions are given, if we follow them step by step, then we are flowing automatically. We are not actually doing anything, it is just happening. So this is what I really want to share. Thank you so much.
Excellent. Excellent, Chaya. Your really good experiences you have shared, which will inspire others to walk in this path of Dhamma. Thanking you for sharing. And what your important thing which you said was, which is also inspired me initially in the beginning of practice, like sitting for extra 5 minutes in every sit will help us. Like someone is sitting for 30 minutes, you just like before getting up, you just think that we may be sitting for another 5 minutes. It will help you to grow in your practice. Thank you, Chaya. Sindhu, do you want to add something? Share your experience.
No, actually, I just want to ask Aditi if she is able to bring up loving kindness at least for the 5 minutes. If not, maybe you can start with forgiveness.
Yes.
Loving kindness, I'm able to bring up. Yes, loving kindness to myself, I'm able to bring up. Spiritual friend, I'm able to bring up. But my eyes keep opening and my body keeps moving. I'm able to bring up loving kindness for myself and for my spiritual friend.
Okay, great. Then do your walking meditation for 20 minutes. It will help you to sit. Then you come and sit. At least then your body may keep still. Then it will not move a lot. Try this. Like, do your 20 minutes walking meditation first, 10-15 minutes first. Then sit. See if you can sit still.
Okay.
And even if you move, try to continue your sitting. Even if your eyes are open, then just close. Know that they are open and then just continue. See how long you can sit, at least for 15, 20 minutes, 20, 35, 30 minutes. If you can do
Okay.
that, just try it.
Okay. 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 Thank you.
Yes. Sunny, do you want to share something, Sunny?
Sachin ji, namaste.
Namaste, Sunny.
I just want to say all the efforts we are trying to share our Dhamma is a very important thing here, because those little efforts which are here, which are extra 1 minute or 2 minutes, which are looking forward, is a self-confidence which our mind is giving to ourselves, which is what is pushing us to move into further into the meditation. That is the key point here, because we might restrict ourselves by saying 30 minutes, but beyond 30 is what matters.
Truly
Thank you for sharing this.
Thank you, Sunny, for sharing this. And it is important matters. Like one of the instance which I will be sharing, like if someone is practicing a 30 minutes of sit for 2 times, what we advise is to sit for 1 hour instead of 30 minutes, 2 sits. Because it takes around, in general, in general, we say that it takes around 15 minutes to settle our mind. But actual practice, which we will be doing, is around another 15 minutes. But it is for beginners. And when you perform these two sits, in 2 sits, if you're performing 30 minutes of meditation, we are actually doing 15 minutes of actual meditation. Because first 15 minutes, we are settling our mind. Like if you continue to sit for 1 hour, you're actually spending 15 minutes for just settling and remaining 45 minutes for actual practice of meditation. This is for the beginners. Thank you, Sunny, for sharing this. And if anyone wants to share, they can share. Otherwise, I will be sharing the merits and we will close the session.
I have a question.
Yes.
The paragraph which was about mirrors in what we read now,
Yes.
mirrors. Can you just, in a small way,
Mention.
can you explain that again? Just the mirror concept, the metaphor, the message, the learning from the mirror.
Mention, yes.
Yes, please.
What is consciousness? You see now that consciousness knows itself. You stop identifying it as you. It reflects the form that is in front of it. Like a mirror reflects it. Like seeing a red rose in a mirror. Bhikkhu Nananda, the author of Concept and Reality, calls it a hall of mirrors in which the mirror itself is self-aware at that moment with whatever sight or sound form is cognized. There is nobody in the room itself, but it is the mirrors themselves that are aware of being aware. The mind overlays a concept of self, but there are only the mirrors and the reflections. What I understand from these is like I think it got disconnected. I'm just connecting. Basically, what I understand from this mirror concept is like, if you see something, like let us say you see one table, and every word in English, like everything in this is a concept. A table. If you see a table, can we call the chair tables? Can we, let us say, if someone touches the legs of the table, can I call the table? We cannot call the table because it is a leg of the table. And the total table is a concept which we have created for understanding ourselves. Everything is a concept made. Like let us say there's a car. Car has many different parts. Someone says that this is my car. Where is our car? Basically, if I touch a seat, can I call it as car? I cannot call it as car. It is a car seat. If someone touches the car's mirror and says this is my car, we cannot say it is a car. It is a car's mirror, basically. But overall, it is a car. We have created a concept in it. What I understand from this is, we are just making a concept over one over the other. We are relying on the concept. Here, Bhikkhu Nananda is explaining that everything like a mirror, if some object is placed before the mirror, it just replenishes what it is there. It doesn't take anything as a personal thing. In this way, like in this jhana, basically when you enter in this jhana, what you will be cultivating is, you will be seeing as seeing. hearing as hearing. You will not take anything personally in this. What I understand from this. Did you get Chaya?
Yes, I got it. I got the meaning also, and we reread
Yes.
it, so I understood it clearly now. So it's
Yes.
the meaning, it's the meanings that we attach to anything that we see, and they are defined by the colors, the color of glasses that we wear and look at the world.
Truly.
So yes,
Truly.
so yeah, I got it. Thank you so much.
Yes. Yes, Chaya. Now I will be sharing the merit. We can all read together so that all this merit be shared to all beings and this Dhamma be continue to grow. We'll read all together. Sharing merit. May suffering once be suffering free, and the fear struck fearless be. May the grieving shed all grief, and may all
All
beings
beings
find.
find relief.
May all
All
beings
beings
share this
share
merit
this merit
that we have
we
thus
have thus
acquired
acquired
for the
for the
acquisition of
acquisition of
all
all
kinds of
kinds of
happiness.
happiness.
May
The
beings
beings
inhabiting
inhabiting
space and
space
air,
and earth,
devas and
devas and
nagas,
nagas
mighty
of
power,
mighty power,
share
share
this merit
this
of
merit of
ours.
ours.
May they long
Long
protect the
protect the
Buddha's
Buddha's
dispensation.
dispensation. Sadhu,
Sad, sad,
sadhu,
sad.
sadhu.
Thanking you, everyone. I wish all happiness to all. Thanking you.
Thank you so much to read a very beautiful description. Thank you, really. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you, Aditi. Thank you, Nanda Madam. Thank you, Paul. Thank you, everyone. Bye bye.